Hey there, Crossroads. I'm Tyler George, and I'm here to deliver the 21 Days of Prayer verse of the day for day 9, which is 2 Timothy chapter 1, verse 7, which says, "For God has not given us a spirit of fear and timidity, but of power, love, and self-discipline." This is a really powerful verse and one that's very near and dear to me. I know I have reflected on this verse time and time again when I was a child and as an adult. In this chapter, there's contained a letter from Paul to his son Timothy, which Paul is writing from prison, for Timothy to continue to spread the good word of Christ throughout the world. Even though he could face persecution and obviously in those days prosecution for doing that, and to not be fearful. Early on in the chapter, he tells Timothy that he needs to fan into flames the spiritual gift that God has given him. Later on in the chapter, he speaks of the strength that God has instilled in him, and just really builds up his confidence. And I know that's what I've used this verse to do with myself in my life, because sometimes, even today as Christians, we're called to spread that good word. And as a human, it's hard to ignore the fear of that persecution from your friends or family, or just not being received in the way you would hope it would be, and maybe thinking that it might paint you in a negative light somehow. But this is really a confidence boosting verse for that, knowing that God is with us, for us, in us. He runs through us, and what could be more confidence building than that? So it's a good verse to reflect on if you are facing any confidence issues in your life at all, but especially if you're dealing with a tough time spreading the word of Christ to your friends, family, and anybody you may meet in your life.